twice together.
Over Erika's history, I'm not going to go over it again, but she is tied into some pretty heavy hitters out there as far as the Israeli government.
Erika Kirk was Charlie Kirk's handler, probably installed by Israel. I'm not sure, but probably.
The internet has erupted after alleged leaks began circulating online claiming that Erika Franceva, wife of Charlie Kirk, may have been involved in sharing Turning Point USA donor information with contacts reportedly connected to the Israel Defense Forces. According to the claims spreading across social media, the supposed leaked screenshots suggest that sensitive donor data may have been shared without the knowledge or consent of the individuals who originally contributed to the organization. If true, the implications would be extremely serious, because the moment those alleged documents began circulating, the same question started echoing everywhere online. If donor information was actually distributed in this way, could it trigger a massive class action lawsuit against Erika Franceva and Turning Point USA?
I've always been very clear on our stance. Israel, Jewish people. It's awful.
What makes the situation even more complex is the international dimension that many observers are now pointing to. The alleged documents circulating online reportedly reference connections to Israel, which immediately adds a sensitive geopolitical layer to the controversy surrounding Erika Franceva and Turning Point USA. That context matters, especially at a time when tensions in the region, particularly involving Iran, remain closely watched on the global stage. Meanwhile, the United States has long maintained a strong strategic alliance with Israel, making any claims that touch on political networks, data sharing, or international relationships especially sensitive and widely debated.
לפני שעה קלה יצאו ישראל וארצות הברית למערכה משותפת. מבצע שאגת
When a political organization tied to American conservative activism suddenly becomes linked to rumors involving Israel, intelligence networks, and sensitive donor information, it's no surprise that the internet erupts with questions. Much of the speculation now circulating online centers around Erika Franceva and her connection to Turning Point USA, a group that has long operated within influential conservative circles. Over the years, the organization has maintained relationships with prominent political figures, including Donald Trump, who consistently expressed strong support for Israel during his presidency. That broader political context is one reason the current rumors are spreading so quickly, because when allegations intersect with international politics, donor data, and well-known political networks, the public scrutiny intensifies almost instantly.
Make the best weapons in the world, and we've got a lot of them, and we've given a lot to Israel, frankly. You used them well. It also takes people that know how to use them, and you obviously used them very well.
As these allegations spread across social media, many people quickly began trying to connect every possible. But this is also where the story becomes far more uncertain, because once the internet gets involved, speculation can travel much faster than verified facts. Alongside the donor data rumors tied to Erika Franceva and Turning Point USA, another dramatic claim started circulating online. Some posts alleged that aircraft connected to Egypt had been tracking or monitoring flights linked to Franceva across numerous destinations, with certain threads even suggesting the number could reach as many as 70 locations. At the moment, however, these claims remain part of the rapidly spreading online speculation, illustrating just how quickly complex narratives can evolve once viral discussions take over.
These Egyptian jets were following her around. I think it was 71 locations that these Egyptian jets were in the same places as Erika Kirk over the last
The claim quickly gained traction online largely because of the broader geopolitical backdrop. Relations between Israel and Egypt have experienced complex and sensitive periods throughout history, so when rumors of alleged monitoring surfaced, speculation escalated almost instantly. Some online commentators began suggesting that if any tracking had actually occurred, it might indicate that authorities believed there were connections to Israeli intelligence. That speculation is what led many discussions on social media to start invoking Mossad, Israel's national intelligence agency. Though at this stage, much of the conversation remains driven by unverified online claims rather than confirmed evidence.
Erika Kirk was Charlie Kirk's handler, probably installed by Israel. I'm not sure, but probably.
But how strong are Erika Franceva's actual ties to Israel? That question keeps resurfacing online, especially as people point to real events that have fueled the speculation. One of the most widely discussed moments occurred in early November 2025 during a gathering known as the Christian Media Summit in Israel. Initial reports from several outlets suggested that Israel's government press office, Israel, had indicated Charlie Kirk would be honored posthumously at the event. According to those early accounts, Francois was expected to accept the recognition on his behalf, possibly even delivering remarks through a remote video message, an announcement that quickly drew intense attention and added another layer to the ongoing discussion about her connections to the country.
The of Jerusalem Award, inspired by the verse teaching that the word stands upon justice and truth and peace, will be presented to Douglas K. Murray and Yal Ekin.
But then the story suddenly took a confusing turn. Soon after the early report surfaced, Turning Point USA publicly stated that it had no knowledge of any award arrangement and that Erika Francois was not scheduled to accept anything on behalf of Charlie Kirk. That left two completely different narratives circulating at the same time. Initial reporting tied to officials in Israel suggested the tribute was planned, while Turning Point USA insisted it had never been informed about it. The contradiction only fueled online speculation, with many people questioning what really happened behind the scenes. Some even theorized that Francois may have chosen to avoid being publicly linked to the award, prompting the organization to quickly distance itself from the situation. As those theories spread, they added yet another layer to the conversation, especially since unproven rumors connecting Israel to Kirk's death had already been circulating in certain corners of the internet.
Were, for whatever reason, 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground at Utah Valley University the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
Somebody has fabricated a monstrous big lie that Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's horrific murder. This is insane. It is false. It is
That uncertainty is exactly why many people believe no one wanted to be publicly linked to the situation. Yet, because the political climate was already so tense, the confusion only fueled even more speculation online. And it wasn't the only reason Erika Francois became part of conversations involving Israel. She has also made several high-profile public statements condemning anti-Semitism and voicing support for pro-Israel messaging during major media appearances. One moment often referenced was a CBS News town hall event moderated by journalist Bari Weiss, where Francois spoke forcefully about the dangers of anti-Semitism, openly condemning Holocaust denial and extremist rhetoric from the far right.
Anti-Semitism is what healing factor comes out of hating Jewish people? What healing factor comes out of hating Christians? What healing factor comes out? Hate in general? Nothing. Nothing. Charlie always would say very clearly, Jew hate was brain rot.
During that discussion, Erika Francois made her stance unmistakably clear, firmly condemning anti-Semitism while voicing support for Israel's right to exist. Moments like this quickly drew attention from political commentators, some of whom described such appearances as part of a broader media trend tied to Christian Zionism, where prominent conservative Christian voices publicly advocate strong support for Israel. These discussions added another dimension to the ongoing conversations surrounding Francois's public messaging and the wider political narratives unfolding around it.
We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration.
Whether people agree with that interpretation or not, it highlights how Erika Francois has increasingly been framed within political conversations involving Israel. At the same time, attention has also turned to past remarks by Charlie Kirk, who at one point spoke very positively about Israel, saying the country had deeply impacted his life and created meaningful memories for both him and Francois. Those comments led some observers to speculate that the couple may have traveled to Israel together in the past. However, what surprised many commentators was that Kirk's tone toward Israel later appeared to shift dramatically, a change that few people had anticipated. Part 11. And speaking of speculation, one rumor in particular spread at lightning speed online earlier this year. Viral posts claimed that Erika Francois had been arrested while attempting to flee to Israel, a story that quickly racked up millions of views across social media. But when journalists and fact-checkers investigated the claim, they found no arrest records and no official evidence that such an incident ever occurred. In fact, multiple fact-checking outlets later labeled the story false. Despite that, the rumor continued circulating, largely because many people already believed Franzba had connections to Israel, prompting a recurring question online. If someone were truly trying to escape controversy, why would they supposedly head there specifically? The situation shows how quickly narratives can take shape when politics, international tensions, and internet speculation collide. At the center of the current controversy are leaked donor-related claims, yet as of now, no major lawsuit has been officially filed and no government investigation has confirmed the allegations. That leaves the story in a strange gray area, where the internet is convinced something explosive has happened, while official verification remains absent. And that uncertainty is exactly what keeps the tension high. If investigators eventually confirm the claims, the fallout could be enormous. If the leaks prove false or misinterpreted, it may become another cautionary tale about how quickly online speculation can spiral out of control. For now, donors are asking questions, political commentators are debating the implications, legal experts are watching closely, and everyone else is simply waiting to see what happens next.